Cleveland, Ohio. While purging everything from furniture to clothing to knickknacks, declutterers likely have not been pondering whether it's time to get rid of this stuff because it no longer sparks joy. Until now, shedding unwanted items has taken on a whole new meaning thanks to organizing and decluttering guru Marie Kondo. In her new Netflix series, Tidying Up with Marie Kondo, and her book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, The Japanese Art of Decluttering and Organizing, Kondo espouses eliminating from one's life things that no longer spark joy. What's more, if you feel guilty for letting something go, ease the guilt by saying thank you to the item for being there when you needed it, then drop it into a donation binge. It's a less is more approach on a spiritual level. How to donate? Scroll to the bottom of this story for links and contact information. From coast to coast, the KonMari effect, as it is called, is said to have ignited a surge in thrift store donations. A few thrift stores in San Francisco reportedly have had to put donation restrictions in place. In Greater Cleveland, some thrift stores have experienced a recent boost in donations that they attribute to Kondo's influence. Others say it's hard to tell. Compared to January of last year, we've seen an increase of £442,000 coming into our stores, said Debbie Gillum, marketing and digital communications specialist with Volunteers of America, Ohio. In Cleveland area, it has stores in Mansfield, Aurora, Brunswick and North Olmsted. She said there is a waiting list for at-home pickups of donations, and, yes, we do attribute the increase to Marie Kondo's show on Netflix, and the tidying up craze has struck a chord with people of all ages, Gillum said. People are starting to ask themselves what in their homes sparks joy, and they are donating things that no longer bring them joy. Best part is when they donate their stuff, it can bring joy to someone else. Donations support Volunteers of America programs such as the Veterans Domiciliary at Wade Park, which provides homeless veterans with employment services, homeless prevention, counseling, mental health treatment and housing. Bob and Jennifer Ewan look through t-shirts at Salvation Army store on Biddulph Road in Brooklyn. In the wake of the Marie Kondo's Tidying Up series on Netflix, people have been cleaning out their homes, discarding things that do not spark joy. As a result, donations to some thrift shops and second-hand stores are increasing. Donations to faith-based and other thrift stores often benefit the organization's social service programs. For the Salvation Army, it's alcohol, drug rehabilitation, individual and family shelter, crisis assistance and more. Lynn Skye, the plain dealer. In 2014, when Kondo's book was released, Volunteers of America shared some of her decluttering tips on the website tinyurl.com/yaulsmu. Among the tips, rather than tidying and tossing a little a day, get rid of things in one fell swoop so you don't get caught up in the clutter. Goodwill Industries of Greater Cleveland and East Central reports a 15% increase in January, according to its preliminary data. This is usually the time of year when our donations are light, and it picks up in the spring. So to be up 15% is a pretty big deal. And we can only attribute that to the Marie Kondo series, said Murari Nader, Vice President of Marketing and Development. We have no way to specifically track if it's due to Marie Kondo, but we've definitely heard from our donors and customers that they are excited about her techniques, and as a result of the Kondo effect they are definitely donating more to Goodwill. Goodwill Industries of Greater Cleveland works closely with other non-profit agencies as well as community businesses to prepare people for stable career options and, in turn, a more productive and sustainable way of life. For programs, the nonprofit relies on revenue from its retail stores. Roxana Avila processes donated books that will be for sale at Salvation Army store on Biddulph Road in Brooklyn. In the wake of the Marie Kondo's Tidying Up series on Netflix, people have been cleaning out their homes, discarding things, including books, that do not spark joy. As a result, donations to some thrift shops and second-hand stores are booming. Lynn Skye, the plain dealer. Major Van L. Worth of the Salvation Army, said he reached out to Great Cleveland Salvation Army store managers about donations. While some store managers have heard of Marie Kondo, no one felt or had been informed that more donations were coming into their stores specifically because of the book, Worth said. Not to say that she has not had an impact. It's just that we are not aware that this has been a driving force. Donations support the faith-based social service programs that include alcohol, drug rehabilitation, individual and family shelter, crisis assistance and more. The National Council of Jewish Women's Thrift Geek showroom in Warrensville Heights thus far hasn't experienced a Con Marie-inspired donations deluge. We have seen a steady flow of donations, as we usually see in January, but nothing over and beyond that, said Vice President of Communications, Leslie Resnick. NCJW, Cleveland programs include assisting women, inspiring children and engaging at-risk teens, literacy and more. Joe Valente, owner of Flower Child on Clifton Boulevard and in Columbus, said donations are up, but for a couple of reasons. Yes, there definitely are more donations than before, he said. But it isn't just Marie Kondo's influences. More baby boomers are selling or donating their parents' things. I'm getting phone calls from people say, I don't want this. Come get it. Jennifer Ewan of Cleveland checks out a small wooden chest in the housewares section of Salvation Army store on Biddulph Road in Brooklyn. Ewan says that she and her husband, Bob, are minimalists. Shedding unwanted items has taken on a whole new meaning thanks to organizing, decluttering guru Marie Kondo. In her book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, The Japanese Art of Decluttering and Organizing, and her new Netflix series, Kondo espouses eliminating from one's life things that no longer spark joy, ing out their homes, discarding things that do not spark joy. It's less is more on a spiritual level. This Guy, The Plain Dealer, The Gathering Place in Beechwood and Westlake offer free programs and services that address the emotional, spiritual and social needs of people dealing with cancer in their lives. The organization lends support for individuals and families at the time of diagnosis, during treatment and after treatment has ended. The nonprofit organization has a warehouse thrift store in Warrensville Heights that helps finance these services. The warehouse is open to the public about once a month for a sale. Gently used furniture and home accessories are accepted. Cheryl Episdorf, liaison between the Gathering Place and the organization's warehouse, said they are seeing an uptick in donations. We do have a lot of pickups, but it's hard to know what to attribute it to, she added. At this time of year people are stuck in the house and looking at things they don't want anymore, or that they want to replace due to decorating. I think that has something to do with it. We are grateful for people who consider the Gathering Place warehouse as a place for their household donations. Libraries in other cities are thanking Marie Kondo for inflated donations of books and other materials. Whether local donators had Kondo in mind or not, Cleveland Public Library took in 10% more books during the past 3 months compared to the previous year, according to Chief Marketing. How to donate to some of the area organizations mentioned above.